Mhm. Hello, Code Robot. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Oh, just about to finish Dantooine here. On our Dex-only character. 0 in all other stats. I believe I just have to face Mandalorian Leader on Dantooine now. That's about that. Hello, Chups. Hello, DM. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you both. What's up? Nothing much, Spartacus. Just chilling, just hanging out. Hope you're doing well today. You're a good player at the game. My favorite is the honor mode vid. Well, thank you for saying so, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. It was a very fun one to make. Probably my favorite challenge ever. What's up the ceiling? Her. Google translated that terribly, by the way. How? Hello, Richard, and hello, Mandalore Merrick. Hope you guys are having a fine evening. Doing well today. Wow. Spain! The entirety of Spain. Sent to me by Mandalore Merrick. Thank you very much. I've always wanted an entire country. Hello, Minerva. Welcome to the chat. You've been trying that challenge, but it's really hard. It definitely is. Deceptively so. My best advice for the honor mode challenge is to have a consular Jedi support character giving you buffs at all times. That kind of character, Bastila Juhani if you have to, or even your main character if you don't want to be the main striker on your team. That'll make your life a lot easier. Best composition is a DPS, a support, and your force support. Your support can do anything that your team is lacking at any current moment. It could be a droid that uses guaranteed damage if you need it for a boss. It could be Mission with sneak attack damage and all of her skills. Basically, anything you really need there. But yeah, what you really need is your main character who's doing DPS, or whatever character who's doing DPS. Could be Zalbar, could be Canderous with melee. Could be your character. Could be Juhani. Juhani's actually pretty darn good at being a main DPS. And then you need your Jedi support, force buffs. Always super important. And your support. Just filling in whatever's left, whatever gaps you have. Yeah. Bro is becoming a conquistador. Conquering the conquistadors. The irony. Oh shit, I didn't know that if you left some of the Mandalorians alive, that they would stack on top of Sharuk. That's unfortunate for me. I've got more people to fight now. It's doable though. No big. They can't go past a certain point anyway, so really is no big. Oh wait, Sharuk doesn't have limits. Okay, that's fine. Sharuk can go wherever he wants. It's his Mandalorian buddies that have limits. Hello, Bastion. Welcome to the chat. Let's ponder the question of resetting the run. Oh, no. No. I wouldn't mind that much, honestly. I'm not that far in with this one, unlike the Malik run. It's pretty doable. At least in comparison to Malik run. Oh, thank God he missed. I don't take any chances with Sharuk, bro. That guy's a danger. That guy's a menace. Got me speaking about him like J. Jonah Jameson. Talking about Spider-Man. Donation maybe underway. Oh boy. Oh boy. Am I planning another challenge vid? Yes. My first KOTOR 2 video is in the works. It's over halfway done now. Thank God. It is going to be KOTOR 2 as a gambler. The challenge of that video, of course, is going to be custom rules around the Pazak minigame regarding inventory and player economy there, like spending however many credits. But also, I challenged myself to play that run unarmed. No weapons on my main character. Which isn't really that hard, it's just more like a build idea. Because in KOTOR 2, unarmed damage is actually very good. Game was red, I'm excited as fuck for. Yeah, I'm thinking about, I was thinking, weighing in my head if I should release a 20-minute preview, a halfway preview of that video for the Gorilla Club. I usually do 10 minutes because that's going to be a third of a video, and that's a decent preview without spoiling too much. But this is going to be like a nearly 40-minute video, so I'm wondering if I should do half instead of a third. I also don't want to, like, spoil the gorillas too much, you know, because the gorillas and the great apes, they get a day preview. They get a 24-hour lead on viewing the next video. I don't want to, like, diminish that value for the gorillas. So I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I'd have to put it to a vote, honestly. That'd be the best thing to do. Dude, what the fuck? Why am I stunned by... What gun is he using? It's mildly annoying. Only found your channel last night by listening to your challenge runs to get me through the workday. I am glad I was able to help then. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. Gonna show my friends so they can see where my addiction to Pazak comes from. Hell yeah. You caught a low punny, Batman? Oh no. I caught a yaddle? No. Oh no, dude. That Mandalorian must have been a scoundrel class. They must have used critical strike, critical shot or something. Sniper shot, I didn't see it. I've got bad saves and everything else in this game, because, you know, everything else is at 0. Except for dexterity. So, that must have done it. And the sneak attack damage on top. With flanking disadvantage as well. Broke through the usually very strong armor class of Dex only. Also the fact that these guys were still here when Sharuk spawned with his guys as well. I didn't target that guy. It's not optimal. I didn't target that guy. Hello? Every copy of KOTOR is personalized. Do we think Mitra Surik was a gambler, though? Oh, absolutely. Mitra Surik gambled. Without a doubt. I used an unholy amount of deals at my local gas station to get $50 worth of food for $10 just to be a slob watching Revan do force jumps and go, yeah, I could do that. That's the life right there. $50 worth of food for 10 though? That's kind of hacks. Oh shit. There are way more cat pounds on this save. There were definitely not this many. It is helpful that they're getting stuck on each other, though. Not earlier this run. In my last run, I used Cat Hound body blocking to kill Sharuk. They were just getting stuck on each other. It was very helpful. Alright, my force feed running out at inopportune times is kind of cringe. Got a clear jump. Let's go. Alright, let's leave the Cat Hounds to get stuck in each other's models. They can do whatever. Big crit. Oh my god, he stunned me again. I don't know what gun he has in his inventory. Well, I'm about to find out, because I'm going to kill him. What is this weapon stun locking me? I genuinely don't know. Alright, well. What if Mitra Surik challenged Vitiate to Pazak? No what if videos. No respectful SWTOR appearance. No respectful fate in the Guerden book. Poor Mitra Surik. Poor Mitra Surik. Always given the short end of the stick. Is there an ET on next video? My next video, if my... Oh. I'm on a rock. I have the high ground. Last stream, I was talking about how this Cat Hound had managed to reach a higher elevation. Not sure how that happened, but now I've done it, and, well... Okay, never mind, we're fine. We're fine. Oh, KOTOR. Oh, KOTOR. What a game. What a game. ETA on next video based on remaining time left and my current editing pace. Let's see. I believe 10 days. 10 days from now. KOTOR 2 setting her up to be a crazy character, then she's just sent to the Shadow Realm. As polite as possible. Mitra Surik was referenced in High Republic? I didn't know that. I'm surprised, honestly. It's been 10 years since last upload. Yeah, I've been... my pace has been messed up for sure. But we're getting back. Alright, we can't turn around with this guy. We just gotta attack. He gets back. Yeah, that's right. Him getting a backstab on us would have just caused the same issue again. I need to see what weapon he's holding. Like, cause with my other stat runs, I've never had trouble with that guy stunning me. So what's up with that? You want Scion reference slightly in Ahsoka Season 1. The device they used to get to Thrawn. Try that again. Oh, it's not going to show me his gun. Okay. I'm sure if I look it up on Strategy Wiki, it's something interesting, though. Surik's Blade in Issue 2. Interesting. They kept her lightsaber. What is Mitra Surik's lightsaber canonically? Is it single or double? Alright, here we go. Same Mandalorians. These calf hounds, bro, they gotta stop respawning. It's quite annoying. We'll take the 1v1 with this Mandalorian, though. Make Sharuk easier. Wasn't Scion referenced slightly in Ahsoka Season 1? I don't know, actually. I've never seen Ahsoka. We're going to get to it with our chronological Star Wars watch-through eventually. On the Discord server. For a female dancer, you have a very male-ish voice on that character. Don't worry about it. Just the way the cookie crumbles. Definitely not because I was too lazy to swap out the sound set in the KOTOR save editor. Definitely not. That would be silly. A silly assumption. You know, I should probably be hitting the adrenal alacrities here. Single blue / Scion. Interesting, interesting. Scion needs some moisturizer. Would have helped his cracked skin. She smoked 8 packs a day after dancing. Makes sense to me. Sounds canon to me. Alright. Let's hope we don't get jumped. Alright, good. He's still a good distance. Oh, bro's going home, actually. Alright, just to have a predictable thing for animation canceling. Predictable move. Even though our crit's not, you know, built into it all. Nice. When the author was asked to blade his Mitras, the author put a GIF RDG. Robert Downey Jr. saying maybe. Damn, just say yes or no. Not maybe. She'd look like crap. She did 8 packs a day. Holy hell, must have been amphetamines instead of death sticks. Anyone know what's up with the new viral anime about the cat girl chain smoking cigarettes? I have no idea. I've seen the memes, but I don't actually like know anything about the anime itself. I don't know if it's good or meme. Kecker cringe, if you will. blue balling by my authors. That just seems to be like a trend. It's way more cool in the literature world to just not give concrete answers about anything. It's quite cringe in my opinion. Alright, we dealt with them. So yeah, I think we're good to head to Tat as soon as we turn in our quests. Hello Peter, welcome to the chat. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you. Yanni Neko is by far mostly meme material. It's either funny or extremely sad based on which side of mockery you're on. I see. Meteor having a blue lightsaber canonically would be fair, but I always thought double was her thing till SWTOR ruined it. I wouldn't be, like, too surprised if it was blue and it was single-bladed. Like, I don't really mind. It's just that if you're gonna be asked a question, give us an answer. Like, what was your intent? And that's not even, like an open-ended ending that you're trying to protect the secret of for whatever reason. This is just, like, an actual lore question. You just gotta, like, tell us yes or no here. It's a pet peeve of mine when this happens in literature. Okay, let's go to Tatooine. I don't think I get any upgrades to my armor until... Oh, why wasn't that put in? Anyway, I don't think I have any upgrades to consider until I am in the end game. I think so. I think that's about right. So I can just roll with this inventory until post-Leviathan. SWTOR's an alternative universe, to be honest. BioWare's ultra power fantasy. They never make it canon. I wouldn't mind if some things were rearranged with SWTOR. What's canon, what's not. It is a little crazy that one single character, Jedi Knight, Sith Warrior, or otherwise, is at the center of so many events in that universe. Calling it Surik's Blade, maybe referencing her as yeah, but I guess it's fair, he can't say yes. And he'd essentially make her canon. I guess that's true. I guess they have hands being held. They have oversight. They can't make things canon. At that point, why even name the blade that if you can't even back it up? You can't even say, yes, this is what happened. Alright, I did not get their AI to follow me correctly. This is okay, though. You just animation cancel. Not that I even need to animation cancel. I've got the AC. It's just, may as well. But I can't really counter life drain. Ever. That's why I prefer to fight these guys one-on-one. There, that should get one, since I was closer to the corner. Okay, whatever. I've got really high stealth, so yeah, there we go, that works. Much better. I just... Low HP. Negative HP. Dexterity does apply to hit chance when it comes to lightsabers and blasters, but it doesn't grant extra damage like strength does with melee. So dexterity allows me to use a lightsaber this run instead of a blaster. Double blasters aren't bad. I've just been using them a few times for these statless runs. One stat only runs. So it's nice to be able to use lightsabers every once in a while. That's better. How the fuck does it work after so long? That's a good question. I guess that just wasn't something the author considered. Unless it was, like, maintained. One at a time, come on. There we go. Rebels had a chance to reference KOTOR when they went to Malachor. Yeah, that's the thing, though. They went to the Malachor planet. Malachor 5 is like a moon of Malachor. If it was Malachor 5 they'd went to, that could have been interesting. But, yeah, it's a shame. Couldn't or wouldn't. Couldn't or wouldn't reference Malachor 5. Malachor must be a pretty evil neighborhood, honestly. One of the moons was blown up during the Mandalorian Wars. Malachor planet itself had a Sith temple on it. Better batteries. Maybe. Old Republic batteries. Better than you think. Do I have money? I have money. Enough for HK. Greetings. It's next to the planet. They could have said the Sith built a temple there to feed the echoes of the dark side. Old wounds in the Force. Yeah, but like, I don't think anyone knows what the hell a wound in the Force is canonically. Force persuasion. And I didn't even get a morality down for that. So that was correct. That was the correct thing to do. I think a truer definition of force wounds would be like the biggest thing that the KOTOR 2 remake could do. Just give us more details on that. What a wound is, how more are made, if they'll have any like important appearances in non-KOTOR media. If anything from SWOTOR could be classified as a wound in the Force. Because Kreia suggests that the Sith Empire is like full of Force wound Sith. But that's never really built on, I don't think. I take it to mean the Force eating itself. Yeah, that's just the thing. It's just interpretation for most of it. We're never really given a visualization of a wound in the Force. A wound in the Force is like explained as, oh, that's why our character gets XP and gets stronger. Because we're consuming other people's Force power. I thought that was like a pretty meta way to define, oh wow, that's why I'm getting XP. But it's also supposed to be more than that. Like actual plot relevance. Rather than, you know, just being meta. You get stronger the more things you kill. And we just never, like, we never see KOTOR getting destroyed by, what's his face? Nihilus. My bad. Hey! Shut up! I'm trying to do a thing here. Oh wow, I crit that guy to oblivion. If we had just, like, seen more with Force Wounds, if we had seen Malachor being destroyed in a cutscene, if we had seen what Nihilus did to KOTOR, and, like, maybe just got some more visualization of the powers.
Anyone out there?
Could have been interesting.
Hey there,
SWTOR ignores most of KOTOR 2 and focuses on one. Exactly, like, that's just another one of the things that's ignored and never, like, built up on. One of the many things about KOTOR 2 that is ignored. Very unfortunate. I think they either elaborate on it or they completely drop it to, like, just clean up KOTOR 2's writing. I'm hoping they keep it and just, you know, elaborate on it more.
that was...
SWTOR was made by BioWare, which made KOTOR 1, so they focused on their game, not Obsidian. Kinda looks like how Bethesda's treating New Vegas and Fallout lore. Yep, absolutely. Ironic, though, that Bethesda is now, relenting with Obsidian, saying, alright, fine, you can make Fallout again. Not only are we getting the Fallout 3 remaster, we're getting Fallout New Vegas remastered, we're getting Fallout 5. It's quite interesting, the amount of things that are now in the works. Maybe Bethesda finally realized, oh shit, we're never gonna have time for Fallout again. Just let Obsidian do whatever they want. So we can focus on Elder Scrolls 6. I don't know if that's the case, but makes sense to me. Vader loves aura farming, making his cape flutter even in the void of space. Not a single word on Elder Scrolls 6 or Half-Life 3. We're gonna get Half-Life 3 when GTA 6 comes out, because that's what Gaben's plan was all along. Gaben's got insider knowledge. GTA 6 is gonna fail because it didn't have enough time in the oven, despite all the delays. That's when he's gonna release Fallout 3 and change gaming forever. Truly. Vader entrance on Malachor and was peak aura, even though it didn't make sense at all for him to get out of a starfighter and pull up. You just gotta pull up, dude. Miss Asha is destroying Todd and Bethesda's ego right now. 2 years till KOTOR, allegedly? Allegedly, yeah, I've heard about that. 2028 is the date that an inner executive for Saber mentioned. I'm happy with a solid year, but I'd prefer a solid month and day. And I'd like a trailer, but you know, this is a crumb. We've been eating crumbs thus far. What's another one to the pile? Imagine Elder Scrolls 6 dropping the same state as Starfield. I mean, I wouldn't be like surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. We'll definitely have to see when it comes out, though. See if history repeats itself. Wound in the Force is basically a great disturbance like Malachor, Alderaan blowing up. For a person to be wounded means something truly horrible must have happened. That's what isn't explained as well. Yeah, there's like criteria that isn't fully like fleshed out. And if those criteria are like relatively easy to attain. Like, wouldn't that make Terrace a force wound? The destruction of Terrace, wouldn't that create a force wound? And all the Sith ships in orbit around Terrace, wouldn't one of those people have been affected? Could Kalo Nord have been affected by the massive loss of life since he lived and got out? Or the survivors of Terrace, who are said to have actually lived in SWTOR? The people you send to the Promised Land? They still eventually died out, but they survived the initial bombing and lived on for however many generations. There's just complications, man. We need just something solid. A wound happens when this happens, and then this happens to a Force user. And they can do this now. Just something solid. You think when Nihilus eats the Force from planets, does he have a stomach pains after? Fart in the Force? I guess it depends on the spiciness of the planet, you know? If it's a planet with a Taco Bell, you never know. May have some Force indigestion. Order 66 should be intergalactic Force wound, judging by this criteria. No. It didn't kill, like, an entire planet. It was all the Jedi, which is probably, you know, cause a big disturbance. Enough for Yoda to feel it, obviously. Other Force users would probably feel it, but I don't know. I think the loss of life would need to be higher. But then again, maybe it would be enough, because we don't have a specific criteria. Anything is possible. Nihilus had specific tastes in the Force. He had very specific directions. Told Visas to direct him to planets that are not too spicy. He couldn't take it. That's why Nihilus couldn't eat Mitra Surik, not because she was also a wound in the Force, but because she was just too spicy, obviously. That's the way. That's the rule. I think the wounds are things felt on a galactic scale. Terrace wasn't, but I'm sure Order 66 would qualify. Oh, so the Force judges by historical significance too? For a wound to happen? That would be KOTOR 2 writing, I'm not even gonna lie. That would be KOTOR 2-esque criteria. Mitra Surik was a babe. Nihilus never had the Riz. It was Scion who was trying to simp, though. Nihilus was just in it for the game. He just loved eating. He was just a fat ass. Fart means luck in Polish slang. That is a fun fact indeed. Miss Asha is the new Xbox CEO. She's the reason the whole Fallout situation is restructuring the whole Microsoft gaming sector. I've heard good and bad things about her. Like, she had good ideas, she was saying good things about how she wasn't going to be chill with AI, but then she also laid off a bunch of people in the restructuring that's going on. It's been up and down. It is still true that Xbox absolutely needed someone different in charge after all the blunders they had as of recent years. Nihilus was just in it for the game. He just loved eating. He was a fat ass. Bro just gave Nihilus depression in one sentence. Bro was just a little hungry. He was just a hungry maxer. Bro's his own guy. Lol. If life is the force, midichlorians, then wounds would be crafted by huge life loss. Plant destruction, every animal, plant, and organism kind of fit. That also begs the question, was Malachor even really that populated as, like, a moon? Like, I know all the Mandalorian forces and lots of Republic forces were there. And in orbit as well. It's just... we need a number, you know? How many? How much is enough? Historical significance is not what I'm saying. For instance, the difference between Terrace and Malachor. Plants themselves blew up and populations died instantly. Instantaneous death and damage to the planet itself. Maybe. Malak didn't kill people fast enough, because he's a chud. Using artillery. The fool. He was just a hungry maxer, that's a quote. I mean, he was just hungry maxing. Sliding scale based on author's needs. Like, it's a cool concept, you know, Jedi with force powers. Jedi with, like, force superpowers. We see how Cal Kestis kind of has a force superpower with his ability to see events through objects. Mitra Surik being a wound in the force. It's not like an uncommon concept for Jedi to have exceptional force power abilities. I mean, Bastila with battle meditation is even more obvious. You just gotta explain the rules, man. With battle meditation, she just is a talent, she's a prodigy, she just has it because she's got it. It's just a natural gift. And that's enough of an explanation. Cal's technique is uncommon, but other Jedi have had it and it's been documented before. So the fact that Cal has it is special, but it is a known thing that's happened before in certain Jedi. So it has rules, it's been done. And it's not even that egregious as, like, you know, a power either. It's just really cool, and it adds to gameplay. Gives you an explanation as to why Cal can do certain things in the game. Jedi Avengers. Clearly Nihilus has never heard the term mass hydraulic press. Instantly slime armies without the force at all. Yeah, the mass hydraulic press in the Clone Wars TV series from 2002, 2003. Cartoon Network. Callous Ginger, his superpowers are from his lack of a soul. Damn. Callous superpowers pulling Space Goth Witch Batty while being a ginger. Mans did indeed pull. And he did not pull out. Nihilus was stressed by the demanding job of being a Sith Lord, so he stress ate some planets. Honestly fair, you know? It's rough out there. Sith Lords have a lot of expectation put on them. There's a death quota. You know, you have to keep up your aura. If you don't, people are going to start looking at you funny. You know, it's tough. Revan, Mitra, Rex, Cal, Mando, the Avengers. Jedi Avengers. Wouldn't it be something? Calamari even adopted a child. They're a family now.
Help! Please!
Nice.
Over here!
You could say things bode well for them. Haha. But not for Bode. Bode got killed. The guy was a traitor. Mitra and Starkiller in the same group, though. Omega? I haven't watched I know Omega's force sensitive. I don't know what her power is, though. Like, what's special. Apart from her being a force sensitive clone. Which is cool. And highly unexpected. I don't know what her thing is, though. Like, she isn't special? Damn. Way to Not to mince words or nothing. Tell it like it is. Weren't they all Knights of the Old Republic? TM? Oh my god. That's what they were going for, guys. Knights of the Old Republic Cinematic Universe. Revan, you go left. Jedi Knight from SWTOR, you go right. And Mitra Surik, suck everyone to death. She just has the M count. Damn. So, she has a number, but no power scaling. No force, but no force. Sounds frustrating, honestly. If Sabine can use the force, we can have Omega get a training arc. It is true. Sabine kind of just said, can I have the force? And the force was like, yeah. So, I mean, it's possible. Starkiller's special power is being in a God of War hack and slash genre game. That's what makes him awesome. Also Sam Witwer. Out of context? That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Omegas, midichlorians, or DNA allowed for M count to transfer between people. Oh. She's a plot device, Squidward. She's not special. And Canderous, just be Canderous. Peak.
Who are you?
Who are you?
You would be right. Came out of nowhere. Wait, damn it. Here they come again. How did...
Can't believe they reduced Omega to a Episode 9 damage control plot device. I'd prefer if they just, like, didn't try to make the Palpatine clone thing work. It'd be really cool if they just said, fuck it. This is awful. This is awful, we're not gonna write anything around it, ever. Oh my goodness. The goose. Oh my great googly moogly. We were talking about Omega and how she's a fraud. Omega a glup shido made to make sequels sound a bit less shit. That's such like if I was a Star Wars character, I would prefer to be a glup shido over an episode 9 plot device. I would prefer to be Max Rebo over Palpatine wank. The miners have stun sticks? Yes, they do. No! The Scottish one died! I'm so fucking sad. She just can't use it unless Dirty Dave changes it down the line. Wow. Force but no force is crazy. Character but no character. Interesting character but not interesting character. That's sad. Her Clone Force 99 DNA mutation power is making Palpatine available for episode 9, bro. I'm crying. So we defended our position from rebels, it should be easier now. Wait, why the camera changed to God of War style? Who's this aura farmer guy coming up our way very slowly? Oh shit, he's got a lightsaber. Sir, he's got a buzz cut! We're all dead. The Scotsman died, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. We'll never see the Scottish cows, the Highland cows, ever again. It's tragic. What if we replace the sequels with Legends, though? Unfortunately, Omega would still be needed for that role, because in Legends, Palpatine also comes back there. From what I recall, though, that plotline isn't much better than Episode 9. Which is funny. They said, let's pick the Legends thing that wasn't even that good to put in our 9th movie. Honestly, that's a J.J. Abrams. Very J.J. Abrams thing. They're locked out of redoing the sequels. Carrie Fisher has passed away. Harrison definitely is not coming back. Mark might, but... Yeah, the sequels would just have to be, like, another generation ahead of time. At this point. Unless they do the, you know, world between worlds thing where Star Wars is a multiverse. And they say that the multiverse with Mando and Ahsoka is the current one. And they're about to turn into the First Order verse. It's the sequel verse, but they can prevent it if they take these actions, X, Y, and Z.
Yes?
I don't know. I still don't think Star Wars should become a multiverse, no matter how bad the sequels were. Blackwing virus movie. Best we can do is the Ahsoka show, the zombie stormtroopers. They could do Cade Skywalker. We need less multiverse stuff, yeah, for sure. Let's just start over, set the next movie far in the future. Maybe. I don't like far future myself, but if it is what it is, then it is what it is. Episode 7 to 9 is in 120 ABY. Maybe. No, we can't CGI the dead people. They already did that with Tarkin. They can't do it again. Ahsoka meeting Omega be like, your face looks kind of familiar. That's like literally the most Marvel thing possible to say. If they let Mark have his real Luke, they might. Maybe. Oh no, they took my clothes off. Now I'm in my dancer outfit again. We need Luke to meet Hayden. That would be great. That would be a wonderful moment. I mean, technically he did in episode 6, kind of, sort of. The Force Ghost and all that. Kind of, sort of. Luke from Mando was what I wanted in the sequels. Sequels Luke's make me mad. Yeah. The sequels really were like, listen, we need to assassinate every character and all of the world state just to make it happen. And we're gonna call ourselves super artistic for daring to subvert expectations. That's why people who defend episode 8 are being fooled by Rian Johnson. He wasn't subverting expectations, he was butchering established lore to make his movie happen. Because frankly, his movie couldn't happen if everything was hunky-dory. Next generation of Star Wars, let us shit on what you loved. It's a shame because some of the original ideas for those sequels looked cool, but now we had the worst possible ones. Watching the stream and Ultimate Beast Smash at the same time. Peak no Wi-Fi, only hotspot activities.
Good.
Living on the edge, are we? Luke from Mando Season 2 pulling up aura farming like his father in Vader era. Moff Gideon shitting his pants. Very accurate. I mean, I shit my pants. I shit my pants and Prime Luke came in to take me away. They had no plans. Yeah, they absolutely had no plans. Which is dumb and stupid. Say what you want about the prequels, but George had a plan. Sigh. We've fought these battles before, chat. It's been years. Ray was gonna have a blue double lightsaber. I think the biggest mistake was killing Snoke. They had no ideas for Snoke. Snoke essentially has Glup Shido status. JJ literally had nothing for him, so when Ryan Johnson was like, so what was your plan with this guy again? He's like, I don't know. You figure it out, dude. I've played these games before. Bro walked into a room with Vader and Palpatine and was cuffed, then transported. Walked out alive. Bro wasn't aura farming, he was the aura. I could have swore I guess I didn't get the Java quest. Oh well. I'll get it in a minute. Hi, Java. Okay, I can just get the quest from these guys. I forgot. Yay. In episode 7, Snoke had potential, but episode 8, he did a 180. I guess that is a pretty accurate thing to say, seeing as he was cut right in half. Bisected. Right at his core. That's a problem I have with the sequels versus the prequels. Prequels weren't the best, but they had a clear vision. Sequels were obviously made by different people, yeah. Snoke was cool in The Force Awakens. I think all of his coolness is ruined by just how little planning he had around him. They could just roll with Heir to the Empire storyline, but no, you have to show old Luke being grumpy to kill the original trio. To show that their time has passed. Yeah, exactly. They're not the main characters in my movie. And now they're doing Heir to the Empire anyways. Exactly. Boo-bomb. You know, it's bad when Mando and Grogu is a better movie than the sequels. Now, The Mandalorian and Grogu is a movie that you can enjoy ironically because it is literally Glup Shido the movie. And I find that way more enjoyable than the sequels. You completed H2 Legendary all the way through finally. Great Mind was easy. Uprising, Great Journey were way harder. Wow. Halo 2 on Legendary. Now Lasso. Now Lasso, Halo 2. It's very easy. Not hard at all. I can agree with Rey being nobody. Just a Force user. Just a Force sensitive. I don't think she needed to be attached to anyone at all. It was like the only thing with Ryan Johnson decided that was kind of interesting. Her being a Palpatine is so much worse than her being a nobody. Just being powerful. You'd rather have 19 consecutive strokes?
How big can
Damn.
this dragon of yours be? I'm going in.
guys. New Darth Theorist video. What if Palpatine was a girl? And she looks like Rey. That's the thumbnail of the video. Also, I forgot to get rid of HK. My bad. Oopsie poopsie. My bad, original clanker. There we go. She Palpatine. I completely forgot Rey was a Palpatine. Me too. It's nice to forget. I saw Jervalin's Lasso Deathless and he was a professional. I'm not doing it as a casual. She-Palp. Entire thing is so forgettable, so true. If Rey decided to be a Palpatine, it would have made sense. She could have been herself despite the baggage of her ancestry. If she decided to be a Palpatine, she would have run for office. It's in her blood. Also, you know what must be funny? Like, if you're a delegate in the New Republic Senate, and like, you're trying to get a policy through, but it's getting blocked by, you know, Leia. I don't know if she was Chancellor or a Senator. I actually don't know what her, like, political rank was during New Republic. But, like, imagine Leia's blocking your policy for whatever reason, and you like try to beef with her. Like she's basically a fully trained Jedi. Anything you say, like any threats or shit talking you make, she could just fuck you up. She'll just send you to Detroit. She's basically Palpatine too, if you think about it. Super powerful, force-sensitive politician. You can't really say no to. Lest she throw you into space. Palpatine essentially killed himself. Just stopped blasting lightning for a second, he would have won that fight. He couldn't stop himself. It was too hard. I forgot Leia beat Luke after 2 days of training. I mean, Leia does have Anakin and Padme's blood in her too. It makes sense that she's just as force sensitive. Just the same potential. It just depended on, you know, who was sent to which planet. Darth Theorist video, what if Leia was sent to Tatooine? You thought Leia was so hot? Honestly, bro, that's completely fair. Carrie Fisher, calm down. Leia, you and your friends are in power because you seized power by killing the last ruler. We didn't vote for you. Okay, force choke. He was too hard, ayo. I wouldn't even put it past him. Palpatine is actually freakatine. Fight choreography is ass, outcomes don't make sense. Yes, I've heard as much about the sequel fights. Leia on Tatooine would have been a teen pregnancy, what, because she's a bumpkin? Don't make fun of us bumpkins. Just because we're bumpkins in the South, don't mean we're all fools. Palpatine is too young to be a Democratic politician. I mean, he didn't become very democratic as he got older, you know. The whole imperial thing and that, you know, doesn't seem very pro bono. Luke from Alderaan. Honestly, Luke from Alderaan would have been Padme 1-for-1. And Leia from Tatooine would have been Anakin 1-for-1.
I have to give you credit. You've led me on quite a chase, but nobody gets
I like how in the Lego game, in episode 9, before Rey kills him, he said, "Anakin, help me, the Jedi are..." Oh, he's not here. That's pretty funny, actually. Anakin, help me! Oh, wait. I like that. That's a good joke. That is funny. Oops, canceled at the wrong time there. Oh. Moisture farmer daughter or rebel prince son. Imagine the shit Luke would be wearing as Prince of Alderaan. God damn it. That's just insult on injury, bruh. You think Luke would be wearing that Balenciaga? I think he would. Sounds like a Taylor Swift lyric. So cool that you can play as any alien in the save editor. It is very cool and rad. Alright, let's pop a perk so that I have good defense. Nobody quote that. Can't use that in the court of law against me. Someone's done a what if of that? Think Darth Theros did? I knew it. So dueling is better for a Dextron? I wouldn't say it's better. I just did it because I wanted to. Fit the theme. Made sense to me. I'm definitely still taking hits. No matter what shield I'm using. Rogue. We're supposed to chase. There you go, that's better. Come on. At least being within jumping range is good. Let's keep... Yeah, let's use our Sith energy shields. Juggernog and stamina up. How many points does this guy have? Yeah, I've got ray gun too. Did my drug run out? No, okay. I was about to say, my drug never runs out before horse speed. No, where's my jump? Hello? Kahlo's fat ass is blocking the way. Yes, come into the cave. Come. Aha! I pounced on you. How was it, the new Odyssey film? Yeah, how was it? Cyberized. Another happy landing. Haven't felt this tense since we filmed that nest of Gundarks. We're just quoting all the big hits. Genuinely surprised I didn't think there was anything new to say in that story, but it turns out I was wrong. There was. Wow. High praise. I know Monkey's the kind of guy to kill the last zombie while downing himself with a ray gun. I'm the kind of guy to blow myself up with Gallarhorn. One to 10, what would you rate it as? What if the Infinity Stones were in Star Wars? Revan's collecting them and extincting the Mandalorians just for the love of the game. No dark side or nothing. Bro just hates them. Yeah, I hate them. Dude, I don't know how he's hitting me with, like, no issue. That shouldn't be point blank damage bonus. To hit bonus. It just shouldn't be. You'd rate it as a 9? Wow. Very high praise. Very high praise indeed. Alright. Alright. Kylo's got himself wedged in between that speeder, so I can't jump to him. That's very cringe. Inadvertent meta chasing from Kylo Nord. And he doesn't... My AC doesn't matter, dude. Like, I know this is the hardest version of Kylo, but I have 38 AC peak. How does he keep hitting? It's like AC sucks in this game or something. Oh, wait. It kinda does. Horsepowers are always better. Like, look, 38 defense. What's his to hit bonus? He has base 12. He's base 14, pretty much. Base 15. No, that doesn't make sense. The only way he hits me is up close, ever. See, how'd that one get through? That's a crit. Like, the only way Kylo can hit me when I'm not in his phase is a crit, but point blank is honestly stupid. Point blank is honestly a stupid bonus in this game. I know it's helped me a lot, but when it's not helping me, I don't like it. It's not helpful this run, especially when I don't get bonus damage. When I don't get good damage, because I'm single wielding. Luke Skywalker versus Revan. Well, canon Luke's kind of a punk, so yeah. Canon Revan... I mean, canon Luke doesn't really fight anyone Revan level. He loses to the Emperor, gets saved by his pops. Otherwise, he's fighting gun wielders and droids in his other appearances. So, I think Revan has way more experience fighting Force users. and winning. Anyone waiting for Spaceballs 2? Spaceballs 2 will certainly be interesting. Still a shame it's not called The Quest for More Money, even though they found the money. Dude, like, seriously. When I can't deal enough damage and he gets a free +10, even though my +10 that I get for using a melee weapon against him is not even, like, needed or helping, it's an unfair matchup. Dex really is just a worse stat than strength. Mel Brooks is 100 years old. Yeah, and he's still making it. Tat and Manon Kahlo are the easier. Tat is the hardest version of Kahlo Nord. He's got the best stats. Can't be force stunned with anything, pretty much. And he never whips out a melee weapon. He always keeps his guns out. Bubo, the mechanical owl. I don't remember that being in the Odyssey. Couldn't I just shoot him? I could. I sure could. And it would be easier. It would just be a battle of shields. But I have to go buy my usual weapons. For the sake of the argument, and for the sake of experimentation, why not? I can drop some money, some credits on it. Dex doesn't add anything to damage, and since I have a -4 to strength, my melee weapon damage is pretty shit. It is being saved by force speed, giving me another hit every turn, and force crystals, lightsaber crystals. I think lightsaber damage still goes higher than blaster, especially single blaster. So that's why I'm using lightsaber. But in situations where a gun user has an advantage against this build in specific, due to them getting a +10 that allows them to hit me when they otherwise wouldn't be able to, excepting with a crit, I'm the one put at a disadvantage. So for the sake of the experiment, for the sake of this run, I'm going to demonstrate with guns. Or a gun. Probably just this gun, honestly. Kylo can't hit me when I am far away from him because my AC, when stacked up, is very, very good. Him getting a +10 when I'm in point blank and I have less damage and no benefit from my +10. You get a +10 if you have a melee weapon and you're fighting someone with a blaster. That's why power attack is such a good choice early on. Because its attack debuff is basically negated if you're fighting someone with a gun. With a melee weapon in your hand. Darth Theorist versus all Darths in history. He bags it, even Vitiate would lose. That'd be kind of one hell of a fight. What's the stat for power bottom? Strength is for tops, Dex is for bottoms. Con is for power bottom. What are we doing? What are we talking about now? Cal Kestis meeting Quinlan Voss be like, so you also pulled a space goth baddie. Kinda true, yeah. Darth Theorist nerfs all other Sith by making up their lore. He's omnipotent. True and real. And Kalo on Kashyyyk weaker because he uses melee. Tat and Cash are the only... Kalo can be on any planet you go to first. He'll be on any planet, but he's strongest on Tatooine. He's weaker on all other planets. Using his melee is definitely a weak point for Kalo. Having to switch to your melee when a sword fighter comes up close, which is a normal behavior for NPCs in this game, of course, ruins your APM. I used 2 of those on accident. When you're doing animation canceling, waiting for someone to switch their weapon is a free hit or 2. So it's better to just do it. So as you can see now, I have all the dex in the world. I've got a plus 28 to hit, 38 AC, and Kalo's 14 base. His 14 chance to hit. Base. He can't even roll 19 and hit me. He only hits me with a crit. And his offhand is even lower. It's like a base 11 or base 10. If I was using my sword in his face, though, he'd get a free plus 10, which would put him safely into range to attack me and do damage. That attack, he just got 2 crits in a row. That's bullshit, but whatever. Wait, what? How do you get a 39? Small offhand? So his offhand isn't as small as I thought. Isn't as bad as I thought it was. Because he's using an assassin pistol or something. Either way, his chance to hit is very low. Which is what Dex should be feeling. This is what Dex should be feeling like all the time. It's just ironic that the point blank bonus benefits a gun wielder more than it does someone with no strength invested. So the moral of the story is just for this specific run, having only Dex is just not a good idea. Dex is fine, it's good, but having strength is better. Because when you have strength, you can better take advantage of your point-blank bonus with a sword versus a gun user. Sword versus gun both get plus 10, but if you're a strength-invested sword user, you're still gonna win. Because you get easier hits, easier power attacks, easier flurries, all of it. A Dex build is not in a strong position in comparison. So, interesting tidbit, interesting meta discussion, discovery. Honestly, dude, this heavy pistol's better than my lightsaber. This isn't mine, is it? No, it's not. I was gonna say. It can't be that bad. With -4. Pinpoint accuracy is pretty nice. Imagine if Darth Dearest does an Abeloth video. She's so powerful she breaks the 4th wall. What if? Just to 1v1 him. Chance to hit is very low, sounds like my life. Kalo fold. Damn. Most recurring theme here, Darth Dearest isn't well thought of in and by chat. Does anyone here follow some other Star Wars channel like Star Wars Theory? We just make fun of Star Wars theorists because his thumbnails are ridiculous, and some of his ideas on top of that, equally ridiculous. I haven't actually watched any of his videos yet. I need to. I need to experience that. Why is he stronger on Tatooine? He's immune to the Force, he has higher stats, doesn't switch to his melee weapon, so you can't animation cancel him as easily. You still can, you're not going to get a free turn. Or you're not going to get multiple free turns by him switching from melee to gun.
Greetings again.
And yes, he does have more goons.
And once
Hooray, level up. Hooray! Yippee! I used to watch Star Wars Theory and Eckhart's, just moved on. The new one where Anakin gets stuck in traffic while trying to save Palpatine is funny. I did see that. I did see that in my recommended. Anakin gets stuck in traffic. Like, come on, bro. You can't not just find that hilarious. It's so silly. It's so goofy. Star Wars Story sounds smug as fuck. Like his shit doesn't stink. Lol. That's hilarious, actually. Dude, I haven't gotten a single, like, fighter attack. This is kind of nice. Chat, does your dexterity stat, like, affect your chance to be ambushed? If so, that's kind of goated. Star Wars Theory on TRT at 36. What's TRT? Maybe he's on a diet and it does. The Jedi misinterpret that in the video as Anakin trying to help the Jedi and not Palpatine as well. He just plays along. Honestly, fair. Like, if I fucked up that bad, I would play along too. Palpatine's just cooked. Testosterone replacement therapy? That's crazy. That is an insecure man who's been watching too much TikTok. Basically steroids, gross. Could not be me. If you want to up your testosterone levels, just play KOTOR 2. That'll grow some hairs on your chest. KOTOR 2 honor mode. That'll make you a man. Alright, let's go talk to the Wookiees. Brejik's belt. Oh yeah.
Hold here, sir.
What if the Separatists separated? What a wild idea. All that stands in the way. Honestly, I don't think Anakin was listening to traffic laws. I think the only way Bro is being stopped from helping Palpatine is if he just like crashed into somebody and literally had to walk on foot. Bro does not care if there's a red light. You saw how he was in episode 2. Eating raw steak and playing KOTOR 2 with Godo. God-awful Beodur. What? We love Beodur. He's got the funny voice. A lot of guys on TRT end up looking red and bloated. Oh no. Gonna turn into Baron Harkonnen. No bueno.
Are you? If yes,
Ah, Force Persuade.
뭔가 군비스돌비 기고였나.
Talk making noise in background.
Yes, that is what tags tend to do. Thank you, Chups, for being the tack, making the noise in the background. I highly appreciate it. Oh, he did crash, then was arrested. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I should probably go buy some med packs. That'd be a good idea. I'm kind of running out. Imagine Anakin being cuffed up, dude. Honestly, if Anakin was, like, even getting arrested at that point, I think he'd try and break out. I think some dark side would slip out of him early. He wouldn't allow himself to get arrested. I just think Bro is full sending it. Then Mace visits his cell to congratulate him after getting arrested for... Congratulations, young Skywalker, you're a stupid idiot. You crashed and burned. Where did all the frames go? I don't know what happened, I'm sorry. Hello, Small, welcome to the chat. Evil Beodur be like, no, Jedi exile. Beodur really do be saying yes to anything. But I get it. I can't help but simp as well. I have seen the player models. I have seen SWTOR Mitra. He thought Anakin was trying to help. I mean, Mace still told him not to show up, so wouldn't he be mad? I'm pretty sure he'd still be mad. Like, he'd be happy that he told him that the Emperor was a Sith Lord, but he also said, don't come. Pause. I'm with how the Jedi died in that fight. I think he would appreciate... Yeah, that's true. I guess Mace would be a little frazzled after that. Like, yeah, you know, I guess one more person wouldn't have... Yeah, that would have been pretty helpful, actually. Not that he needed help or anything. He kind of had that shit on lock. He kind of figured that out. He was locked in. Oh, right, I forgot. I have a Crate Dragon Pearl. I should probably go get that. Put that in my lightsaber. I said, don't come, and you came anyway. But... Young Skywalker, you need to control your impulse. Like, Mace knew how easily Palps manipulated Anakin, and that Skywalker would probably do some stupid shit, like cutting off his hand. Yeah, he probably knew. If you can do a good Beodur voice, I'd be very impressed. I would have to, like, train for that. I'd have to train to be that chill all the time. Beodur's got, like, weed voice. Darth Vader did a Halloween vid of the Sith all meeting up and doing a murder mystery. So, bro, just made a fan fiction, not even, like, a theory. Hey, at least he's being honest, right? Welcome to Game Fan Fiction, and this is my headcanon. If Matt Pat was honest. Wow, I still have -1 damage. I still have 1 damage minimum on lightsaber. You have to commit war crimes so you become apathetic. Your voice changes to become emotionless. And you have to whisper really softly so that your family doesn't hear you in the other room. Just add a -20 dB filter to your mic. True and real. But theorists did a what if, and what if Palpatine had an Adult Swim personality? His Adult Swim personality. I did see that video as well. Pretty funny idea. Can't say it wasn't funny, because it was indeed a very silly idea. Imagine what Beodur's remote did see of war, the war crimes. Probably a lot. Probably a lot of those, yeah, I would imagine. Imagine what he could. Imagine what he could be if he did KOTOR what ifs, though. He's not ready to touch on KOTOR. KOTOR is basically a what if, as in what if Star Wars was good? Only a crime if you get arrested for it. What? In regards to what? Oh, war crimes, right. What are they gonna do? Arrest the soldiers? That's crazy talk. What did I just get hit for, dude? I wasn't even looking. What if the sequels were actually good? I'm Dark Theorist, and welcome to my headcanon. See the G4 channel's video on Palpatine doing a work placement job? I've never heard of it. Sounds kind of funny though. You can't arrest soldiers, they're the ones who do arrests. And they can do no wrong. This fully armed and operational invisible doggy fence. What if Palpatine wasn't ugly as fuck? So if he just didn't shock himself, I guess. What if Palpatine had mega ribs? He could have made more public appearances. Surely. He could have been getting some chocolate chip ice cream. But alas, it was not meant to be. Tragically. Just waiting for my force points to come back. Palps was too busy being a mustache-twirling weirdo to do public appearances. You know, that's true. You've got a quota of mustache-twirling as a Sith.
Lord Malak.
Lord Malak. Me when Lord Malak. Now, actually, what do these guys have? What's their attack bonus? Can they even hit me? They've got base 8, base 12. So they can't touch me. Especially not with Alacrity. And they have melee, so they don't get a +10 out of nowhere. As long as they don't get crits, you know, we're good. Like that. Cool. Oh, my force speed ran out at an inopportune time. Say it ain't so. Oh no, it's good. I guess it just only hit once. What buff ran out then? Okay, now it's gone. Yeah, it was my force speed leaving. And my force immunity too. Yeah. Not very poggers. I wish force buffs just lasted forever. A normal Vader with full potential definitely would have been ridiculously powerful. Stronger than Palpatine. He admitted it himself. That Vader would have been a problem. Oh, unburned Vader with no limbs? Oh. Probably not much stronger, honestly. I know that the burns and the wounds and the armor constantly keeping Anakin in pain was like a buff to him because it's a Sith thing. Hold on a second. It would appear that I am having very spotty connection right now. It's coming back. It's possible that my family had to reset the router. I'm having issues with that. I think we're back. Okay, we got 10k bits again. As I was saying, I think the burns made him stronger because of the constant pain. At least that was the intent. So he'd probably be a little weaker, I guess, than current Vader. But also, maybe with the less debilitating pain, maybe he could have been stronger in his movement as well, so I don't know. I would imagine it's a little bit of both. Internet turning to the dark side. Cringe. Very cringe. Palpatine was packing or nah? Honestly, I don't think he was packing that much, honest. If he was packing, I think he would have been a little nicer. Just a little bit. Just waiting for my force points to come back a little more again. How many times have I played this game? Probably 20 times at the very least, front to back. At least 20, probably closer to 30 if I had to guess. Welcome to the chat Cars and Construction, by the way. Thanks for coming by. At this point, He could just get to the top of line tech for limbs, and he would have been near his Avenge of the Sith self in terms of saber combat. Probably. Got him. Lol. Yeah, without the burns and scarring and the loss of his balls, I think the extra dark side bonus wouldn't... The extra dark side bonus of constant pain wouldn't have been worth, you know, the mobility. Brutality evaded with the speed of Anakin would have been wild. No shot Kenobi wins. That depends entirely on what the plot needs to happen. Plot armor is much more potent than armor in Star Wars. Typically. Yeah, he shouldn't have won at all. Which is why it's plot armor. Kenobi was the master of defense. That he was. What's the easy stat challenge? Easiest is strength. It's just a goated stat. And hardest is probably intelligence. Because past a certain point, intelligence doesn't actually do anything. Intelligence is good in the early game, but once you become a Jedi, it's basically useless. Especially on its own. So I would say these runs have been quite educational in discovering the best stats. Strength is easily the best. Dex is fine, but it doesn't really compare. It's still beating the game pretty slow. Con is very important. You can beat an entire game with just Con, with not much difficulty. Wiz and Chariz are surprisingly pretty good. Wiz is better. And much more important. But Wiz and Chariz can both do it. Int is just bad. So it makes sense that the hierarchy, depending on what build you're doing, is Strength Con Wiz or Dex Con Wiz, but I prefer Strength. Should try Republic Commando. I'm actually gonna do that as my first streaming series on Twitch whenever I set my Twitch up. That'll be my testing ground where I play games that people may like or just play them for fun. That'll be the plan. It'll be a fun time, I'm sure. Kenobi was good enough at turtling to wait for a single opening. Just rage bait Anakin. Surely nothing will go wrong. And we have Dooku as the master of Makashi to fuck up Obi-Wan at every turn.
좋다. 뭔가 군비스돌비 기코고였나.
How did you get into KOTOR? Did you grow up with it? As someone who played it from its release, I love seeing fans 23 years later.
Thank you very much for your support, Michael. I appreciate it a lot. When I got into KOTOR, I was like a teenager, maybe preteen. I got into it because KOTOR was on the App Store. I wanted to get it earlier, but the iPod that I had at that time did not have the capability to run it. I had to get an iPhone much later to run KOTOR. When I was in middle school, I think. That's how I got into KOTOR, via the App Store, of all things. So I did kind of grow up with it, but it's not like I knew about it and had an original Xbox or anything. It came to me before and during puberty. The Obi-Wan Kenobi game? There's an Obi-Wan Kenobi game? I've never heard of it. What do you do in the Obi-Wan Kenobi game? Epitome of self-improvement, hard work, and relentless effort. Takes a very decent MC count, but he doesn't make it so far. Defeats Vader twice, Maul in 3 moves, trolls Vader again. Obi-Wan is the GOAT. I think it's funny that Form 2 was just direct kryptonite to Form 3 if you were good enough with it. And didn't Anakin use Form 2? Like, partially? Didn't he like it? He just wasn't as good. I mean, Ahsoka used Form 2 as well. Backhanded lightsaber and all that. It's in the original Xbox. You play through Phantom Menace and the lightsaber combat is sick. Interesting, interesting. Kinda jank, though. You played it on middle school on PC? Hell yeah. You mainly used 4 and 5, ah. Your mom bought me KOTOR around this week in 2003. I was 13 at the OG release. When did KOTOR release again? KOTOR original release date. Guys, KOTOR was first released in North America for the Xbox July 15th, 2003, 3 days ago. The game turned 23 3 days ago, and I didn't even notice. Wow. And the game came out for iOS May 30th, 2013. I was 12 at the time when I first saw it, and I couldn't get it. So I think it was 2 years later when I could get it. So I was 14. I was definitely a teen. 13 or 14. Over 10 years ago. But yeah. KOTOR 2003 is 23 years old this year. Does that mean husbands of the 1940s were masters of Form 2? Oh, nah. Galaxy is lucky that Kenobi was a good lad and up an upper mid-tier metachlorine count. Imagine Kenobi at 30,000. I imagine most people at 30,000 would be a menace. 30,000 power and rise of kingdoms, master. I'm too powerful. Palpatine has added me to his clan. Mace Windu never contributes barbarians to the down hall. It's kind of cringe, master. Why are they hitting me? Okay, he got a crit. But their bonus to hit is actually decent. Cringe. Hate to see it. That's actually so cringe, dude. AC, but no AC. Let's get a better look at their bonus. They have... Oh, their strength mod is... No, even then. Bull Katarns can't hit me. It's the dire ones. Dire Katarns have base 12 and strength mod 11? What the fuck? They have how much strength? 32? What the fuck? 32 strength is ridiculous on a random NPC. They still have to roll really high to be able to hit with normal drugs. They have a base 23. They have a 25% chance to hit. Ridiculous. 11 strength mod is nuts. I don't even think Malik has strength that high. Darth Vader versus Bastila. I mean, Bastila's pretty young. If we're talking like Bastila, fully mature, I think she probably wins. Because, like, that's a Satel Shan right there. Basically. Okay. Nowhere to run. But if it's just Bastila from this game, yeah, she's not winning. An alternate timeline where Dooku trains Kenobi would be fascinating. Dooku would definitely teach Obi-Wan to cover his weaknesses with his defensive style, that's for sure. Or at least try.
The damnable racket of...
Bastila lost to Malik. Malik would lose to Vader. Even peak Bastila isn't truly a match for him. We don't really know what peak Bastila is, though. I assume it's Satel Shan level. Because, you know, Satel Shan is crazy. But we don't have perfect knowledge of how powerful she was, so it's fair to assume that Vader would win either way. But I'm just saying, Satel Shan versus Vader, I don't think Vader's winning that. Will the RTX 4070 handle the KOTOR remake? God, I hope so. I wouldn't imagine 4070 would become a minimum spec. That'd be kind of crazy. Satel Shan's crazy. Crazy enough to take Vader, especially if he underestimates her. Absolutely. I know Satel Shan never killed Malgus, and I'd say Malgus and Vader are pretty close. Malgus is probably stronger, because, you know, he's a whole person. Even in his undead form. Revived, brought back to life. I still think Satel wins. Just because peak old Republic Jedi Grandmaster powers are just ridiculous. Alright, I'm getting edge. Cool. What the fuck is going on? Game is not gaming. Malgus had ambition. Malgus is way stronger compared to Vader. He isn't as limited. Palpatine, funnily enough, admired Malgus as being the Vader of his era, but with a better attitude and work ethic. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, Vader. Look at Malgus over there. What a Chad. Uh-oh, we gotta fight. We gotta fight. They're fighting. Sheesh. Damn Katarns. Making me work overtime. Here we go again. It's a shame that I, like, well, honestly, I probably should have selected Soldier for this run. There wasn't anything really stopping me from doing Soldier. Now that I think about it, I would have preferred the extra feats. Oh well. I mean, every time Malgus was on screen, he was killing Jedi Masters. Like, every time he's in a SWTOR animated short or SWTOR animated trailer and there's a Jedi Master on screen, one of them is dying. He's killed a lot of Jedi Masters. That's like not even high difficulty for him either. Jedi Masters are just like light work for Malgus. Easy shit for him. Vader did nearly die to Sarah. That is also true. Which is kind of funny, you know. Vader very clearly messed Sarah up the first time. I guess that old Republic knowledge gave her a little boost. Not all Jedi Masters are equal, but they are Jedi Masters. Oh, okay. Okay, that's... Yeah, there we go. I was waiting for you to turn around. I'd rather wear the mask and be corrupted by the dark side than not wear it. Then it wouldn't take very long to corrupt you, I'd think. And don't like how you can't wear Nihilist mask. It's either too powerful. Where does it say, like, it's too powerful for someone to wear? Is that, like, in the description of KOTOR 2? I forgot. If that's a thing. Like, if it's in the item's description. Okay, I think I got all those animals. Yes, yes, I did. Wonderful. If the universe wasn't set in stone, he probably would have died there, you think? He probably would have, yeah. And Obi-Wan would have died earlier, too, with the Kenobi show. But what ifs? We leave those to Darth Theorist. It is his domain, after all.
Over here. Good.
I feel like you'd have to be very... I feel like it'd be very good to have it if it was like in the Jedi Temple Anakin found it. Now that's a Darth Theorist video. What if Anakin found the Mask of Dark Nihilus?
I've helped you. Good. I've helped you. Good.
What?
It's funny because Obi-Wan fight and Sarah fight was in the same year. Bro didn't have a break.
Run! Run!
Bro was fighting everybody that year. One way of looking at it is that he was unstable at the time. With what? What if Darth Nihilus trained Anakin? That would also be very much a Darth Theorist video, yeah. Darth Nihilus, how do I suck a planet? He just responds in the Darth Nihilus noises. I don't understand that. Yeah, you're gonna have to like write this down or something. Yay, level up. Yay. Alright. More AC. That's good. Very goated. Let's get another implant level. Why not? I don't think we need any other force powers until level 15. I guess we... nah, Destroy Droid isn't even going to be that much of a problem. Isn't even going to be that much of a help for us, I should say. I guess energy resistance is not the worst buff. Even if I don't have enough force points to use it most of the time. What if Anakin never left with the milk? Amazing. What if Anakin didn't commit all those war crimes? It doesn't count as a war crime if it's against the droid. They're not alive. Emotions, etc., etc. Themes and such, you could say. Spam force drain. I mean, spamming force drain is pretty OP. Can't lie. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Nihilist Anakin video is already a thing. Makes sense. Ow.
Yes.
Jolie, heal that. Thanks. What if Darth Plagueis took Nihilus's mask? He'd say he looks very pretty now. Anakin, don't I look bitchin'? Don't I look swag? Surprised they never remastered or made a sequel for Republic Commando. They were going to, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. It was going to be called Imperial Commando. Or so I'm told. Thanks, Jolie. I feel like Starkiller might be kind of getting rage baited by Darth Vader there. Yeah, I mean... Vader is very good at rage baiting Starkiller, because Starkiller, honestly, he makes it easy. Poor little man. What graphics card would I need to play any Steam game smoothly? Any Steam game? Probably just a 1070 minimum. To play any Steam game, like, really comfortably, yeah, what you've got is more than enough. You don't need to worry. If that's what you got. Jolie, asshole. Alright, these guys definitely can't hit me with 40 AC. What if Padme was lesbian? Honestly, that's a pretty good question. Palpatine loses an avenue for manipulating Anakin. Any old game? Yeah. I mean, you can just look at the min specs for the game you were thinking of. If you have a 4070, though, you're good. You can play anything. Don't choke on your aspirations, director. Vader dad jokes, man. We didn't know we needed him. But we needed him. I think I'm gonna have to take some dark side points here. Because I don't really want to fight these droids. And L's an L.
Life form.
So we'll get some light side there.
Very old. You would say, of course you do, as you have that active.
Gay Anakin chilling with Clovis, rage baiting Padme is crazy. What if Anakin was addicted to blue milk? That'd be pretty funny. I think I minimized my dark side gains there. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Pretty decent. The midriff launched 1,000 Star Destroyer. Julie's kind of broken. I'd probably choose not to use him because he makes things too easy. Julie's just the GOAT. I wish there were... I think there should be more Bith represented in Star Wars. Sorry, the Bith... The Bith are only here to play jizz in cantinas. Yes, that's what their music is called. Padme, I love Thai food. You guys remember when the clones had pinup art of Padme on their vehicles? And they had to remove that because it was obscene. They couldn't do it for the last Clone Wars season. I'm wondering, how did they make the blue milk? Blue cows, duh. What if Anakin fell in love with Count Dooku? Ew. Nasty. Max Rebo is the greatest club shido, true and real. What if Anakin dropkicked the younglings? I guess they'd be a little angry. And still probably dead, you know. Drop kicking them to death and all that. What if Anakin... Ew! Gross. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What if Anakin meets Met Mitra Surik? Meets Mitra Surik? Met Mitra. Meeting Mitra. Meeting the meat. Tra. Are you sure, Ick? Darth Plagueis' master was a Bith, I think? I don't know. The jizz was strong with him. Kamari Vosa fell in love with Dooku and he found that gross and weird. Who is that? When will they start requiring over 32 RAM for games? Hopefully never. Ever. That would suck. That would suck balls. If Revan had a switch in his brain that turns him evil, Anakin Obi-Wan could be turned. What the? I don't care. Whatever, that's fine, but they should not bang each other at all. That's a terrible, awful dynamic. That is like super grooming. I have 16 gigs, yeah. Over 32 would suck. I think if any game wants to be competitive, they're not going to require something that high. Maybe in 10 years, when everyone's systems are juiced up or something. And technology gets even better. But, like, past that, 32 required would suck balls. For sure. Wasn't Obi-Wan gay in one of the novels? Nah. Satine was right there. The Duchess. What if the younglings were iPad kids? They'd probably die faster, honestly. They'd be double dead. Before Satine, I always thought Obi-Wan was going to be gay. I just couldn't see it for him. Tenebrous. Female Billy Idol, aka OG Ventress, one of Dooku's apprentices who went missing after the Battle of Galradrin, resurfaced as a drug baron and Dark Jedi. Dooku hired Jango Fett to take her out. Ah, from Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I still have to beat that game. That'd be great to play again with, you know, the brain of an adult. I couldn't beat it as a kid. Apparently Disney made him bisexual. Well, that's useless. That doesn't change anything. Good for him, I guess. What card do you need for the original KOTOR? Like a potato. You can play the original KOTOR with anything. You just need to turn your VSync on. Because KOTOR, in fact, does not like it when you play with good cards. The frames get wonky. This game was meant to be played on potatoes. Actually, let's see, what AC does this guy have? Or what attack bonus does he have, I should say. Alright, he has 20. So, 1 adrenal alacrity and I'm good. He has to crit to hit me. Ow. It looks like the stun effect is another save, though. I'm not being hit with damage, though. That's nice. Ow. Knock that off. You're mean. You're mean. There goes the force speed. Here we go again. Oblivion, where when you're at 300 FPS sends you zooming across the map. Same thing with Fallout 4. That's just like a Bethesda thing, I think. Prepare for the Bandogora crackheads charging at you like gibbons and jank camera angle shenanigans. I do remember the jank camera angles. That must have been a crit. That must have been a crit. Yep. Thought so. I am very smart. I can do basic math and read. Alright, now your animation cancel. Don't you get stuck after combat if you have yes, that's why you have to set your frames to 30 or 60 or whatever with your VSync setting in your options. VSync stops that from happening. Starting to wonder what type of cookies there are in Star Wars. If there are any cookies, I want to try them. I mean, in The Mandalorian, they got macrons. Macrons are just there one for one. They're called biscuits by Imperials. Ugh, British. Also the clone henchman with that one death sound. Over and over. I don't have to lower my refresh rate to run KOTOR. This isn't something I've had to do. Ow. Grenade. Hopping on the old man Wookiee Jedi Knight style. Pause. Wait, can he even hit me? He's got base 14. He's got 21, 22 base. Yeah, he's got a chance. 10% chance, granted. And with super drugs, it's 0. But I don't want to waste a super drug on him. Ugh. I'm out of force speed. Cringe. Haha, come on. Stupid Wookiee health bars, man. Emmanuel Macron is in The Mandalorian. Yes. And he hunts MILFs. Wow. Jumping at the literal worst moment. Thanks, game. Alright, Wookiee health bar. Let's not fuck around this time. Captain Panaka mentions ducks in the Phantom Menace. So, Naboo has ducks. I mean, that makes sense. I'm not surprised. Sheesh. What if Anakin left as soon as he found out he was going to be a dad? That's a theorist video, I'd bet. Is there sweet and sour duck on Naboo? Probably. With blue milk on the side. It would only make sense. We're sitting ducks. Okay. I think my Wi-Fi is just being really bad right now. It'd be kind of lame to continue stream. We'll stop a little early and come back. Hopefully when connection is better tomorrow. We'll be back at 7:30 p.m. EST to continue the Dexterity run. Hope to see you all there. Thank you all for coming by tonight. Thanks for saying hi. Thank you to all who donated. We will be back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. EST. Rest well, fellas, and have a good night. Bye-bye.